Hi, I thought I'd make a quick video talking about my thought process, what's been going on these past 4 years after Trump left office, and compared to then, compared to now. I mean, we people elected Biden, and because supposedly things were supposed to get better, right? That was the plan. The plan was for it to be better. Okay, not to have higher food prices, not to have higher gas prices, not to have a war with Russia and Ukraine, not to have a war with Israel and Palestine and those people, not to have a war now with Taiwan and China. I mean, we're almost gonna have three wars here. I mean, what's what's the problem here? I mean, things were supposed to get better, not for worse. So I think the problem is, and then you start thinking about what's going on with Russia in Ukraine, being so close to Russia. NATO's right there, right? So NATO went and want to sign up with Ukraine went and want to sign up with NATO to come and bring missiles and put them right there along the border, pointing towards Russia. I mean, these are Russian people. I mean, Ukraine's supposed to be Russian people. So if you're allowing your own people to kill your own people, how are you gonna get these people to sign up to put missiles, nuclear bombs pointing towards Russia, their neighbors? I mean, is that how we are supposed to be with our neighbor? Like point missiles at them and piss them off and like, hey, we got these missiles pointing at you. Imagine if Mexico was to come and sign up with NATO. Let's say Mexico signs up with NATO and they put fucking missiles pointing towards America. Would it be okay? Because if it's okay to do it over there with Ukraine, it's okay if the president of Mexico gets tired of the bullshit with America and goes, listen, you know what? I'm going to sign up with NATO. But this NATO game, this is just bullshit. This NATO game, it's America's hiding under NATO for them to get the approval for them to do what the fuck they want to do. And then they go and bully these small countries and do what the fuck they want to do. Then the British don't like Russia. They want to get rid of Russia. So it's a good thing. Let's get rid of Russia. And being that we got Biden, he's sleeping. He don't know what the fuck is going on. And the people in the cabinet don't know what's going on. They'll be okay with it. So now we got Russia fighting against Ukraine. Everybody's sending weapons to Ukraine to fight Russia, which they're Russian also. I mean, that's like how could a country so close, like their neighbors, like do that to their neighbor, like allow someone from the outside, a group of other people that are not from your culture, not from your bloodline, from fucking somewhere else, that are a gang of members of NATO, get you to sign up to point weapons towards Russia. So then Putin, I mean, Putin's like, hey, how are you going to do this? I mean, how are you going to point weapons at me? You know? So what do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to do? And then everybody thinks of Russia being a bad country. I don't know why we have that mentality that we cannot get along with Russia. I don't know why. And I don't know why because really, it wasn't fucking Russia. It was fucking Germany that we had problems with. So I never understood what the fuck the problem is with Russia. But they weren't Hitler. They weren't, Hitler came from Germany, not from fucking Russia. Please, I mean, what am I wrong about here? That, you know, I mean, how long are you going to continue to push this man until he runs out of weapons and then he's going to say, well, you know what? I don't have no more weapons. I'm going to start nuking these people. Because if I was President Putin, God knows what he's doing. Because if it would have been me, as soon as NATO would have been sending all those fucking ships to the Black Sea, I would have fucking sent a fucking nuclear missile dead center and blown the whole fucking thing out. Blew it up. Blew it up. Blew it up. And if I was Putin, I would have just got rid of fucking Ukraine. Blow it up. And I will tell NATO, listen, if you people are gonna continue to play your fucking games with me, I'm trying to live here. I'm trying to, take care of my country. And every fucking all the time, every time you people get a new president and you catch a hard on with Russia that we don't not supposed to get along with Russia because as soon as Trump came into office, you were like, well, you're not supposed to get along with Russia. I think, people are so fucking dumb. They think that Russia is Germany and they've been on it for so long that they don't realize that it's not fucking that's not the fucking country where everything, started from. It's not where fucking Hitler came from. So I don't know what the fuck. Or am I wrong? Because I don't know too much about that part of the country over there. But what I do know is Ukraine being so close, right next door to Russia, and to have those weapons pointing at your neighbor, I wouldn't like it. If I was the president, I wouldn't like it. If America, if Mexico was to come and put fucking nuclear weapons pointing towards America, they wouldn't like it either. They didn't like it when Russia had the weapons pointing from Florida, from Cuba to Florida. They didn't like it, and we bitched about it, and he removed them. So what makes you fucking think that he's gonna like the fact that you're gonna come and put fucking weapons right in his border? Why? Because you want control of Russia. That's what it is. Because it's such a big fucking country, so much. If you can get that, if what we need, imagine if you had this type of president that would do things this way. Listen, I tell you what, you people have been on my ass for the longest. Is you're gonna dismantle this NATO program. Every country that's pointing weapons to fucking to someplace. If you don't dismantle this program, I'm gonna shoot a fucking missile to each and every one of you, and I'll nuke the whole world. I will come up with a fucking program. I'll have satellites and I'll have fucking nuclear weapons up there pointing to every fucking country that's a NATO member. Okay? They'll just be floating up there just for the right time. Okay? They'll just be floating. There'll be one up there every time. There'll be one. Once one leaves, one is coming in. And that's how I have it set up. Okay? You don't have to have you don't have to have the biggest brains. You don't have to be smart. Just ideas and have the money and have people that can make it happen. That's it. And I will make that happen. I want satellites. with weapons pointing to every country that signs up with NATO. Then I will get in contact with NATO if you people don't dismantle. Okay, because I am sick and tired of you people. Because the people that use NATO, who are the ones that end up using NATO always and taking advantage of other countries, smaller countries? It's usually the British and the fucking Americans, right? You don't see other countries using NATO. It's just like an insurance policy. If anyone fucks with them, they'll call NATO and okay, because they sold the idea to that country that Russia's the boogeyman. Sign up with us. Russia ever fucks with you, we'll protect you. You don't need an army. So now you don't need an army. You don't need to waste money in an army because you have NATO. But if God forbid you fuck with America, who's gonna protect you? You don't have an army. And who's NATO? America. You're fucked. You're fucked. Not to mention how many people that are already in your government that are Americans pretending that they're from there, but they probably were from there, but made it to America and speak your language, but now America sends them over there and they're just fucking Secret Service intelligence pretending to be prime ministers and really they're sold you out. They don't really care about you. They don't care about you. You think they care about you, honestly? Come on. They don't care about your customs, your kids. They don't care about that. Look what they did. Just made this whole situation with Ukraine. How many people died from Ukraine? So just now you got people fighting for Ukraine that all the men left. The men that were there, they left like a bunch of bitches. The ones that are there are coming from somewhere else. Okay? The majority of the army that they have is not people from Ukraine. It's probably soldiers from America pretending to be from Ukraine, but they're not. They're really fighting America. They're not fighting Ukraine. Come on. Come on. Who are you gonna bullshit? And you got all these people going over there to fight for people that they don't even know their customs, their ways, or fight for your country. Stand up for your country. Don't stand up for someone else's country that you don't know nothing about. But it's a disrespect if you think that Putin is supposed to just stand there and not protect his country, and he's the president of Russia, and allow you to come and plant these weapons pointing towards his people. You must be an asshole, okay? Especially a man like Putin that's been in office for so long, okay? And he's done pretty good for Russia. Russia's doing good. And then another thing is, we're going to destabilize it, like what we did with Iraq. What is this, another boogeyman? Let's go after Putin. Let's go after Russia. The same thing with fucking Iraq. And it wasn't even Iraq. Destabilized the whole country. They picked it because of the oil. But after the World Trade Center, oh, he's in Iraq. Bush. was all a fucking game. It's all a game. It's all a game with the fucking Secret Service from fucking Israel signing up with America. They knew what was going on to bring the World Trade Center down for we can fucking go and fight Ukraine. You notice when the brother of Bush was running against Trump the day that they debated and he mentioned Iraq, the next day he left. He didn't want to run no more after that debate. Why? His brother, his family told him, listen, you got, listen, you got, we don't want a whole bunch of worms to come out, after this bullshit, what happened in Iraq because they all had something to do with it. This fucking country is fucked up because of Bush and his fucking father. All of them. He's all fucked up. Pure American men fucked up this country. Republicans. Ain't that some shit? Are they Republicans or liberals? I think they're Republicans, right? No, they no. Matter of fact, I don't know. I gotta look at it. It's been a long time. I think they are Republicans. Yeah, Bush is Republican. But anyway, running against another Republican, Donald Trump, we get him out of office. We make all these lies that he's a racist, he's this, he's that. We make him out like he's some redneck from down south, right? And guys from Queens. He's a, he's not all there when it comes to talking. He's too young. He got to look at talking. He's gonna offend a few people. But I'm not electing a god. I'm not electing a priest. I'm electing a president. I don't care if he says this, that, or the other, and if he grabs a little pussy. I really don't give a fuck. But what I do care is that we have a low inflation, the border's secure, low gas prices, low food prices, and everything's peaceful. That's what I do care about. Is that too much to ask for? Is that too much to ask for any American out there to make sure that the kids come home safe, kids can grow up, have a home, have a chance to be whatever they want to be, but we don't do that no more. We got everybody in their fucking home, jerking off, doing shit, waiting for a fucking check, and no one is a contender. Is that the kind of life you want? So you can't. I mean, to figure this out, it doesn't take a lot of intelligence. It really doesn't. I mean, whoever's pointing the first gun is the bad guy. NATO's pointing the gun. It's trying to sign up with Ukraine. Listen, buddy, I know your people in Ukraine are almost Russians. There's a lot of people from Russia that are living here. There's a lot of relatives from Russia that live here. But can you sign up with us with NATO to fuck where you come from, the people you are, to put a fucking weapon pointing at their direction? And you don't have to worry about an army. You don't have to worry about spending money in your army or having this or even coming up or growing or defending yourself. We'll defend you. Sign up with us. We have an army that fights for all of us. It's called NATO, and every country signs up with us. But the ones that use NATO, it has to have an interest for America and for the British, because the both of them they fuck each other. You know, they're fucking each other, and while the other one is fucking him, he's jerking off the other one in front of him. They all jerk each other off. That's what NATO is. Those meetings, when they happen, it's already they already know what's gonna happen. Everything is already set up. Everybody's there just they're just a stamp to make it seem like everybody's is for this. Everybody here believes that you're the bad guy and we're gonna come and get you. America's very smart, man. I tell you, these fucking people, man. American, the British, they're fucking smart people, man. I tell you, man. They're fucking smart people, man. It's funny how one of them blows up one pipeline, but the other one is still going. It's like I guess they blew up that one because they were getting money from this one, but they weren't getting money from that one. These people in America is something else, huh? And then you got Hunter Biden going over there so much to Ukraine. I mean, come on. I could imagine how much money is being kept there. All the money that um, uh, the president is sending over there to support Ukraine. Meanwhile, they're not supporting Ukraine. They're getting a kickback. Listen, we're gonna send you 100 million, but remember, 25 of that 100 million, put it to the side. That's for me. I'm gonna. How much you want? You want 75 million? Okay, listen, I'm gonna put that. It's for 100, but you're gonna get your 75, but just make sure you put my 25 to the side. This is America today. This is what America is today. This is how they do deals today. This is what's happening. We're not looking. This is what's going on. All this filth, all this hate. It's been funneled down from Hillary and Obama. They felt so stupid. They look so stupid. They feel so bad about it. And Hillary's, you don't keep a bitch that long in office. You know how much connections that bitch had by the time she left office? All those fucking people in Hollywood that came out and fucking spoke for that bitch. Why do you think they came out? You know how many times they ran into Hillary when they were in some fucking banquet or some party and ran, oh, hi, Hillary. Oh, how you doing, Al Pacino? How you doing, Robert De Niro? Listen, I'm trying to get my daughter at Harvard University. Can you pull some strings? Or give a fuck about this country? They care about keeping who can help them in office at the cost of your children not having shit and you not having the power to do shit. Because they got the government backing them up. They got the cops. They got the FBI. They fucking, look what they did to Trump, a sitting president, on some fucking crime that they fucking invented. Doesn't exist. Okay? But it's gonna bite them in the ass. It's gonna bite them in the ass. Because when you do wrong, you see, wrong is wrong regardless. It's gonna always, good is always gonna outshine wrong, regardless. I don't care whatever you do, it's always gonna look bad. You understand? I mean, you cannot compare the 4 years of Trump being in office, not having not one single war, compared to Biden now being the president. And look at all the problems we have. Now, let's say when Biden came into office and Trump left office, and I would have been all mad about it. But let's say he would have come into office, and even though he came into office, he would have done a better job than Trump. I would have been like, holy shit, I was wrong about this guy. I was fucking wrong about this guy. Look at the fucking gas prices. It was $1.80 when Trump was in office. It's a dollar fucking 50. It's $1.25. No, but did that happen? Gallon of milk, $5. Food prices. Some foods you couldn't even find certain foods. And the war with fucking Israel and Palestine. Then the war with Russia and Ukraine. Then the situation now with China and Taiwan. Every time we turn on the news, you see, this is the information age. Everything, America knows everything now. I come on the internet, I upload so many megabytes of information that by the time I get off, I know everything that's going on around the whole world. I don't have to depend on the news. By the time the news is telling me that this person said that, I can already do research and find out if it's true or not. That's why Hillary lost the election. Because she was saying one thing, and then she will get caught on cameras doing another thing. And then she thinks that being that she's always on the move, she thinks that everyone else is like her. They don't know what the fuck is going on. But meanwhile, we know a lot more than what's going on. And the ones that happen to know what's going on are the fucking liberals. Because those are the ones that don't have jobs. Those are the fucking bums. The ones that stay home. So how long you think you're gonna fucking keep on fooling people and playing this fucking game? And then a man like me, I can't get mad at fucking a guy like Putin, protecting his people from some sickos, a gang of fucking crazy motherfuckers that sign up with NATO to come and fuck with Putin because he wants to protect his people because he don't want fucking missiles pointing towards the direction where his people live. It's a bad thing. America didn't want it when he did it in Florida, and he was big enough of a man to remove it. You see, you're underestimating Putin because you think he's a bad guy, but really he's not a bad guy. Because if it would have been me, it would have been over. It would have been over. Because depending how I wake up, it's how my day is going to be. And if I wake up and I didn't get fucked or I mean whatever the fuck the case may be, and you fucked with me at the wrong time, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have problems. And and if you continue to blow my ships and you continue to blow my planes and you continue to do this, and I'm playing with this fucking bullshit weapons, knowing I have fucking weapons that can just destroy the whole fucking planet. I got weapons that I can just end this bullshit real quick, you know? But what would it take if I was to come out and tell you, listen, if you keep fucking with me, I have a fucking missile pointed to every country that signs up with NATO right now. Okay? And if you people don't dismantle this fucking this bullshit NATO bullshit, okay? Because what you people are is just a way of going and that global world order, new world order shit that you're trying to sell to people. You want everyone to look the same and fuck the same, and everyone has the same size dick, or I don't know. Because I mean, I guess you think this is gonna be a new world order. Everybody's gonna fuck each other to death, and we won't have no more Chinese, no more blacks, no more Puerto Ricans. Everybody will look the same. No one will be customs from China, customs from India, because it's just the global custom. You know, everyone is the same. Did it work from the beginning? That building of stuff that God came and gave everybody different languages, and the building of that tower, and it didn't work then. Why would it work now? We need different customs. We need different ways. We need different thought process of seeing things. If everybody thought and saw things the same way, it's not the type of world I want to live. Do you think that we'll have less wars because of this? Who's going to run it? Who's going to be in charge? Could one person be given that much power? Because if it's New World Order, there has to be one in charge. So who's going to be in charge? Who is it? The Chinese? The Americans? The British? Who's going to be in charge? Oh well, it's going to be one in charge, but he's not in charge. The head speaker. We'll just bullshit people like that. No, he's just a head speaker. And then we'll put all these fucking bullshit rules that you can't speak until you're allowed to speak. You're out of order. It's just the bullshit that we're gonna play. Is that the new world order? Is that the new game you're gonna play? Compared to how it was before? Why is it so hard to allow people to work? Let people do for themselves. Let them feel good about themselves. Let them want to grow. Let them socialize with each other, talk with each other, instead of everybody being locked up in a fucking box waiting for a fucking disability check. It's a fucking joke. And it just pisses me off when you look at what's going on in the world and you see it. It's it's like, how can you not be angry? I mean, you vote, you go out and you vote, and because you want a better life for your kids, because that's why I voted the way I voted. I thought things would be better for my kids and they can have a better life. I don't care if it's conservative or liberal. I just want someone to do the right fucking thing. This is America. Put us first. Worry about us. Show us that you care about us. That sells. People like that. Don't come in here, ask for us to give you a hand, and then later on you care more about what's going on out there than us. No, and then you expect them when you come around 4 years later that we're going to be there for you. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. America used to be a good place. It used to be a place that people came here and got a job and make a family, have kids, and see your kids grow up to be decent people. But not to see all this trickery and all this bullshit. Everybody fucking everybody. Everybody becoming politicians. Even you even have mayors now, super mayor, people coming in. And what pisses me off, this was head of she was the head of the treasury, right? That was her job before she became the mayor. She was head of treasury. In other words, she made sure the mayor wasn't spending money where he wasn't supposed to be spending the money, right? So now she becomes mayor. And this bitch has the audacity to tell the treasury, the job that she had for like 8 years, you can't tell me how to spend my money. You can't tell me. Where did you spend your money? I don't have to tell you. Well, how about those fucking 8 years when you was head of treasury and you was having these discussions about money and this and that? What the fuck did you learn? I mean, because that's what treasury does. They make sure that money is spent and is spent wisely and the people know where the money's being spent, right? Am I right? But what are we selling today? Nothing but hate. That's what we sell, hate. Hate, hate, hate. We've been selling division. That's one thing we're selling is racism. We're selling that America's garbage and that this country's no good and it started bad and let's get rid of all the statues and it's racist, which it's not America at all. Meanwhile, everybody's been a fucking slave one time or another from the beginning of time. Colosseum. Look at the Colosseum where everybody died in there. Didn't matter who you was. But I tell you, all you have to do is look at things with common sense and ask yourself, why is this man Putin? One, I mean, the way they make him seem. I mean, if anyone is fucking out of hand, I would think is Kim Jong Un. This guy was like testing his fucking nuclear weapons already, right? When Trump came into office, remember that? I mean, that was, I mean, he's fucking off. Like, really, he's testing his fucking things. Like, yeah, I want to make sure this is not a dummy. I mean, he's fucking paranoid to death. I mean, he's like, "Ah, I'm a small little country, and these motherfuckers come fuck with me. I'm gonna blow their ass up." I mean, can you blame the guy? Can you blame the guy? Everybody wants to have a nuclear weapon because Iran, everybody, because they know America does not respect anyone. You know what America respects? When you got a fucking missile with pointing at them. That's what they fucking respect. Or no, you'll be like Iraq. You'll be chased out. The majority of those people are here. We took their oil and we took their gold. We took their customs, we took their culture, and they have nothing. That's how they fucked you. Now they know your customs and they have your people here. And they're breeding children from fathers back that speak your language to send them back over there to control your ass later on. Bunch of dummies. This killing game that people play, I tell you, man. You are so lucky, I tell you, Putin is president because it could have been a lot different, and you people make him seem so bad, but it could have been a lot worse, believe me. Because shit, man, how much is I mean, every 4 years you gotta deal with this bullshit. Every 4 years you got a new president. Depending who it is, you if you maybe you'll be the bad guy for those 4 years. You're left out of that big meeting that they do over there. The British, everybody leaves Putin out. You got Canada, you got all these fucking people over there. You got Canada, it's like piece of shit. It's, I tell you, man, this country is really fucked up, man. But it's gonna blow up in your face. It's all gonna blow up in your face. That fucking bitch was right. That serial killer, that bitch, when she left the fucking courtroom and she gave all of you the finger and she said, "Ain't you people supposed to blow yourselves up? That it's coming." It's coming. Because you just don't go around. NATO is, that's not the way of, it's not the way of doing things. I mean, there should be a rule also. NATO started this whole bullshit. And then this guy that became president from Ukraine, a fucking actor, a comedian, it was a fucking joke. And it's like, wow, a fucking guy that doesn't know how to run shit, couldn't even balance his fucking checkbook, is a president of a country and meeting with all these people, doesn't know a fucking thing. Doesn't know a fucking thing. What I can't understand is how Putin has allowed this man to go on for so long. But sooner or later, you'll find this man full of uranium. His asshole will be full of uranium. Because the damage that this man has done not only to Russia and to Ukraine, but to so many other countries that support Ukraine. Because the more you continue to support Ukraine, you're just allowing this to go on forever and ever and ever and ever. And people are just going to continue to die and die and die until one day this man runs out of weapons and gets pissed off. Did you think about that? Did you think about, is there a strategy when Putin gets to the point that he runs out of weapons? What are you going to do then? How does a man with so much power gives it up, knowing he can't go nowhere? What is he going to do? What do you do when your mouth's a fucking, when you fucking, you, you scare an animal to a corner? What are you going to do? And you guys are so lucky I became a painter. 40 fucking years painting. Remember Hitler was a fucking watercolorist. All I wanted was to paint beauty, and people don't want beauty. Everything is so abstract. You want abstract. You want what you don't understand. Chaos, devastation. Huh? Am I right? Am I right? What the fuck is going on here? Hope this fucking. Yeah, but you people, I tell you, man, you people just really want. Hey, is this thing working? Oh my god! Don't tell me this is not fucking working, and I just been talking for like an hour. Are you fucking kidding? One, two. I don't understand what the fuck. Let me see something here. Yeah, really. These fucking people, man. Don't tell me. Honest to God, please do not tell me this. Don't tell me this is. I hope it's fucking working, man. I hope I was not like for an hour talking shit and none of this came through. But it just takes common sense. That's all it takes. Common sense. And if you have common sense, you can figure things out. I mean, and the players and who's involved and who are the scumbags. And you can tell right away. I mean, think about this country, America, that right away people were starting to think that, well, maybe Michelle would run for president. Why? She's the fucking wife. She's not a president. What is this? A fucking glamour fucking fashion show? Who speaks the fucking best and who looks the best? And what is this? A fucking glamour show to be fucking president? Or because she's related to this motherfucker, she's the right person? What kind of bullshit is this? Are you fucking people out of your fucking mind? Elect someone because they've done something in the past, because they were governor, they were mayor. They took a city that was fucked up and made a difference. Right? Why don't we elect people based on that? Huh? All right. I see you, kitties. See what happens. I just hope I be fucking dead by the time you guys blow yourselves up. I probably will, unless this fucking war just. I hope. You're lucky you have Putin, I tell you, because if it would have been someone like me, I would have spoke to someone, some engineer, and I want you to engineer some satellites. I want missiles always pointing at countries that are signed up with NATO. Every time that planet turns, there's always a fucking weapon on my target and make it happen. Okay? Then, fucking machines that they dig so deep now, they make these big tunnels. I will fucking make a hole from here. I will make a hole from fucking Russia, very close to the United States, with enough ground above me that when I decide to release this fucking nuclear weapon to shoot this thing out, it's gonna go through that amount of dirt, and it's gonna fly up, and it's gonna, in less than fucking 5 minutes, you guys are gonna be done. That's how you gotta think. Big, big. And if everything turns out fine, then hey, we'll make a fucking a tunnel where you can take a train from Russia to America if things turn out okay. No, I'm just trying to make a tunnel from Russia all the way to the Black Sea to close to Florida, right there. A lot of money. Things like that take a lot of money. It's just dirt. Could imagine how much gold. Maybe a project like that will pay itself off with the amount of diamonds and gold that you'll be able to bring out from that hole of metals. And I think that project will pay for itself to dig a hole from Russia to America with enough weapons to blow it up and shoot that missile. I don't know. Talk to people. Could it be done? Can we do this today? That. or I will start spending money on people, buying everything up. And when you least expect it, we'll own everything and you won't own nothing. But in situations where you have people like NATO at your doorstep, this is the type of stupidity that you have to think. Okay? This is the type of stupidity you have to think when you're dealing with these type of people. Okay? Because when you got people from that sit down from all different countries, from NATO, talking about your future, and you're not invited, the peace talks and all that. Remember they didn't invite Biden, I mean Putin, and you're not inviting me? What is this? I mean, I'm just a president of my country. I'm defending my people, what a president does, and I'm trying to run a country where my people are fed and they have a good life. What have I done for you to discredit me like this, to treat me like this, to make me seem like I'm a piece of shit to the rest of all these other countries and all the prime ministers that I'm not worth speaking to? Maybe what they need to do is make their own party, a party of crazies, a party of Putin, Kim Jong Un, the president of China, and a few other crazy motherfuckers, and make their own army, like NATO. And if NATO's charging countries to be protected, I don't know how you people do it. Go over there and give them a discount price. How much NATO's charging you? Okay, well, I'll charge you less. Let Putin and Kim Jong and whatever countries I'm signed up with, and we'll protect you. I mean, what do you have to do when you deal with people like NATO? When you deal with that type of stupidity? Hopefully, nothing will happen. I mean, no one wants everything to go up and, you know, big war. But three wars, I mean, that is crazy. We got three wars right now: Israel, I mean, Russia and Ukraine, and Taiwan and fucking China. Why? 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 Why is it that this guy from China thinks it's the right time? And why is it that Israel thinks that it's the right time? And why is it Ukraine thinks it's the right time? What's going on? And then to think about the fact that they hate this man Trump so much. The only thing that will keep him out of office or even him becoming president, if a war was to break out right now, a president cannot leave office. If you have some major war, Biden wouldn't be able to leave office. He would have to stay as president. managing what's going on. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I just know there's a lot of stupid people running this country that I would think this world would be a lot safer and a lot better if I had the neighborhood bum running it. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know what to think anymore. I really don't. I thought me voting the way I voted, and it's funny because when I voted the way I voted, it wasn't for me. I mean, it was for me. I had to vote the other way because I needed the help the liberals were offering. And my son made that clear, Dad, you need that help. But then I had my son in college. He was about to leave college. So I was like, do I want my son to end up like me, needing that same of help, or him making his own way? So I said, well, I'll vote this way. I mean, I voted for Barack. I voted for Clinton. What did that get me then? What did that get me then? It didn't get me anything. I know this guy. I mean, I've heard about this guy all my life. Donald Trump, I've heard about him all my life. He's from Queens. He's a fucking thug. He's not no redneck. He's not no, hey, Billy Bob. No, that's not. But why? He's not part of them. He's an outsider. So they hate him. They hate him. They hate him. Then all the movie stars. I mean, then you got a bitch like Hillary that's been in office forever. This bitch has been rubbing shoulders with everybody in government in Hollywood. She's been helping everyone. Hey, get my son in Harvard. Hillary, can you help my son get in Harvard? Sure. So that's why they all came out. Madonna, oh, I had thoughts of blowing up the White House. Talking all this stupidity. You understand? These people, they stay stuck on CNN. And then how can you watch a network, a news, that all they do is 24 hours? If anybody has any common sense, all they do is talk about the same person. Don Lemon, 24 hours. Ay, ay, ay. I tell you, man, it's a fucked up world. But hopefully, I'll be dead. I'm 58. I mean, I think, what am I, 57? I'm 50, maybe 57. I'll be dead. Hopefully, nothing will happen. And things will get better, I mean. But, well, you cannot, a man like Putin, I mean, the way people make him seem like he's the bad guy. Russia has always had this image of it being the bad guy. And that comes from Germany, from Hitler and all that bullshit. They confuse Russia with Hitler. And it's got this bad look, but they're not the bad guys. I mean, you want to work with them instead of not getting along with them. I mean, I think the best thing would be to get along, not fight and not, you know. And then I was surprised to know that the pesticides that we use in America for growing our corn and all that came from Russia. That's why the food prices went up. All that stuff came from Russia. They want it. They want Russia. It's big. It's got all that gas. It's got oil. They want it. And then to get NATO, I mean, to get Ukraine, the people from Russia, because Ukraine is like basically Russian people that just moved a little further up. That people from Russia have relatives in Ukraine, and Ukraine have people relatives in Russia. To get this guy that was a comedian to become president that didn't know shit about politics and just came from nowhere. I mean, think about that. This guy didn't come from nowhere. Made a movie that he's a comedian, he becomes president, and the same shit that he made the movie about is exactly what happened in real life. And he wants to now sign up with NATO to put nuclear weapons pointing towards Russia. Now, if I'm a president of Russia, what am I supposed to say to that? What am I supposed to say? Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay for you to have a fucking missile pointing at my face. It's okay. Why would you think that's okay? Why wouldn't you want to defend that? I mean, and then it's the British. Like I told you, it's the British with this bullshit NATO that they sign up with. And the ones that ever get the use of NATO is always the British and America. Those other countries don't get shit out of fucking NATO. Meanwhile, it's the Americans fucking you. But they don't get the blame. It's NATO. It's NATO. Put a head speaker. You're a prime minister. You're out of order. Don't say shit. You have nothing. You have no say in nothing. You have nothing. So I don't think I don't think I don't think any of it is good. I really don't. I really don't, and I can't believe that this has lasted as long as it has lasted. I mean, I don't even know why I'm letting myself get upset about this because really it says it very clear. Don't worry about things. You cannot change the color of your hair. Don't worry about things. Things are gonna be the way they're gonna be. My mother always told me, don't worry about things. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. Just learn how to maneuver. Okay, you're gonna take some dick. Just learn how to maneuver where you're gonna take it where it's not gonna hurt as much. But I tell you, it's sad. I don't know. BB now with uh, Israel, and then you see how quickly Iran now got involved. You saw how quickly they got involved. What's going on? I mean, I could imagine all the intelligence of what they're getting from Russia right now. I mean, they're not all that strong the way we thought they were. I mean, that's what I have concluded from seeing the situation with Russia. This fucking guy sent 20 fucking tanks, and all the fucking tanks were pointing, the barrels were all pointing in the same fucking direction. They all got blown up. Sending your tanks one barrel straight, one way, one barrel this way. Have your fucking barrels already set in set this one at 10, set this one at 2 o'clock. Have them already all ready to go. By the time you fucking bring that barrel to shoot over here, you're done. As soon as I saw that, I was like, what the fuck are these people thinking? What are these fucking people thinking? Who the fuck? What the fuck is that? And when I started seeing the videos, how they were taken down, and I started realizing it's not good. It's not good. I keep asking me, where are your fucking bombers? Where are your bombers? Like, send 600 fucking bombs over Key and just drop them. Where are your fucking bombers? I can't believe these people. They got tanks being blown up by drones. Can you believe this? God, shit. Like fucking drones, but drones that they get on fucking AliExpress. Create one firmware. Fucking all of them are the same. Just, I don't know. It's crazy. It's really, I don't know. I really, I just hope that this election things get better. I mean, I'm hoping, people talk about this man, Donald Trump, grabbing pussy and that, about how he spoke in the gym. I mean, I don't care about that. I mean, I'm not electing a fucking priest. I don't want a priest for president. I just want someone that listens to us, that controls the border, takes care of the border, can take care of the food prices, can make sure that I could live. I can fucking buy a gallon of milk. I can buy some gas. It's simple. It's not a hard thing to do. I mean, it's, I'm president. Wherever the fuck, go talk to the farmers. And these prices got to be kept at this level, man. Well, what could I do to keep these prices at this level? Well, you can not tax us as much. Okay, done. Where the fuck are these people, man? Where are these people? Where are they? Where are these people to get things done? I mean, to make sure that things are getting done because it's not really all that hard to get things done. Uh, we do to keep these gas prices down? You know why they can't go down? Because we got this thing, New World Order. So the New World Order, the families of those people that are sending gas over here from Iraq live in America. So they're paying your fucking politicians. The lobbyists are paying your fucking politicians little money to keep those gas prices up. That's why your gas prices are that way. Because you're fucking lobbyists. You're fucking lobbyists. Then all this fucking drugs coming in here. Oh my God. But they're not doing anything about it now. You can sell it as you want to sell it. It's okay now in America to. I mean, I think everyone has those. I promise you, in 10 more years, someone in your family will be a fucking dope addict. I promise you. Okay? You believe me. Okay. I mean, the way things are going, the way we're allowing things, I mean, kids to go to school and run into syringes and see fucking junkies in the street. You think that's okay? I mean, you think the government can't clean that up? They can't clean that up? And then all you motherfuckers, when George Floyd got killed, okay, the guy should have not kept the knee on the fucking neck for too long. But tell me one thing: if that guy would have gotten the fucking car, would he be alive right now? Would he be alive right now? He would have been alive. Then what happened over here in New York, where I'm from? Oh, I swear to God, because I called the cops. The cops came and they saw the guy committing the crime. They left and they didn't do a fucking thing. They didn't want to do anything. All the precincts where I live, they were all barricaded because they didn't want no demonstrations, everything because of what happened with George Floyd. So crime went up the roof. Nobody was doing nothing because they didn't want another George Floyd situation. So I could imagine how many people die in the name of George Floyd because of crime, how crime went so up the roof. This is real talk. I mean, this is real talk. I'm not lying. This is okay. If you're from where I live and you see what I see, you will understand what's going on. Okay? And if you're not from there, go on YouTube, look at what's going on in some in Philly, that area where you have 3 blocks, 6 blocks. It's like it's like all fucked up, all high. Which I was even thinking about doing a painting. I just thought the way it looked so interesting, the way, and that's what kids have to look at when they go to school every day. They got to look at stuff like that, and it's sad. It's really sad. Or maybe get stuck by a needle. Get stuck by a needle. Who wants to get stuck by a needle, right? Those kids getting stuck by needles. That's another thing. I mean, when I was young, I mean, kick the can and I didn't have to worry about getting stuck by needles. It's real sad for kids. Real sad for kids. Very sad. Very sad what this so-called politicians have allowed this country. And then the thing is, this country, America, is a very important country because it's a beacon. It's everything starts from here, and it's an example for other countries. And once this starts being, you could imagine how it's going to be somewhere else, you know. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. This is what I see, and this is through my eyes, and this is how I don't have all that much education. All I've been doing all my life is as a painter, and that's all I've ever done is study the arts. But I'm not stupid, and I see what's going on. And then the thing with then that's the thing with the Hillary. I could imagine you can't leave someone in office that much. That's why this country is so corrupted. When you allow someone to stay in government this long, it corrupts a lot of people. It really does. I mean, the amount of money that we spent in to give this guy the misdemeanors, Donald Trump, this is bullshit. And that's to embarrass this country, to put this country to that for bullshit. I mean, it's an embarrassment. It really is an embarrassment. But it's spreading because other countries are. If you see the demonstrations that are happening all over, it's going on all over in different places in Europe and France. You're starting to see the crowds are starting to look a lot like the crowds in America. You get what I'm saying? Those guys that are all dressed in black that you see them in America, remember? You're starting to see those same groups over there. Sooner or later, we'll see Black Lives Matter in countries like Spain. You guys are a bunch of fucking clowns. But Biden, if you ever see this video, you're very important. It goes to show that even men that we think of them as being bad, they even have a purpose. Because sometimes you meet those type of men to say you fuck with me, you're gonna get it up your ass. You need those restrictions sometimes. You can't always be the fucking tough guy. There's got to always be that other guy that can kick your ass. Because you can't always have that tough guy going around bullying everyone. Because that bully, it comes a time when that bully needs a lesson. And that lesson has to be out there just waiting. And I tell you, it's an embarrassment what you have done with this Biden. It's an embarrassment. Your son is a fucking embarrassment. You're an embarrassment. You're a fucking joke, dude. You're a fucking joke. You give people like me hope. Because what you tell me is that anybody in my neighborhood that has a drug addict son could make $50 million. And anyone that likes smelling kids and don't know and turns around like 6 times before he decides to go out to one exit has a chance of becoming president. And I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. Yeah, that really is cool. I was looking at this. Let me see if I can come here and hear this. Let me see. This is what I was, but it's gonna. But fucking NATO, you fucking bunch of assholes. Bunch of fucking assholes. I hate you fucking guys. I swear to God. I swear to God, you fucking guys are something else. I swear to God. All these guys with these fancy suits. These fucking guys, man. I don't know. I don't know why I became a fucking painter. If I would have dedicated the 40 years I've dedicated of my life to painting, if I would have dedicated that, I would have been a professor at some law school by now. Would have been something. I could have been a contender. Fuck. What a piece of shit. These people are something else. So, and we're really not to take things too serious. I at this point in my life, when you get at this age, it really mattered when you're in your 20s. Things matter when you're in your 20s. Things matter. When you get 30, things matter. 40, 30, it mattered. 40, it mattered a little bit. Less, not as much as 30. When you get 57, it's like, you got maybe 30 years left. You know you're gonna be a dead motherfucker soon. You know, nature's already preparing you for the hoe. The skin loosens up, and bones and the muscles, and eat you up real good, dispose of you real good. It just doesn't matter as much because you raise your kids, and you raise your kids to be the type of people that you've always been told through the media and through different things of what a person should be, a good person should be, right? Don't rob, don't steal, don't do drugs. I did all of them. I stole, I did drugs, I did all of them when I was younger. But sometimes you need the right parents to guide you, to teach you, hey, don't jump from here to here because you're going to bust your fucking head. But when you don't have that guidance, you're going to bust your head a whole lot of times because you're just dumb. You're dumb. So when I had my kids, I was so on top of things to making sure I get into a good college. Not that I know anything about it, because I heard about it somewhere in the internet about it's important to have a high SAT score, and I wanted my kids to be able to be accepted in a good college. So I knew that I had to be on top of that. So there was things that I did to make sure that I would do to make sure my kids will grow up to be decent people. And but then you look at the way the place, the the way your son is gonna grow up. Okay, he's gonna grow up, have a life, have a wife, kids, and he'll probably go through the same shit like I did. He'll probably go liberal, Republican, and then it's another thing is funny. It's funny that people always start out liberal because they don't give a shit when they're young. You always start liberal because you really don't give a fuck about anything, and you really don't know nothing. So that's why people usually start out liberal. But as you get older, you become a little bit more conservative because you want to conserve what you remember when you was younger because you thought it was good and it'd be good for you know. So as you get as you move on, you become more conservative. So I figured my son started off liberal, and we had these stupid arguments, and I kind of switched from liberal to conservative because my reasons, and he'll go through the same thing, and he's gonna go through that because when he'll get 50, he'll be like, "Damn, Dad was right, man." Right. That I'm right. It's sort of what he remembered, which what he remembered is the times that he's having now, which is men can be women and women can be men, and women can have plastic tits and they can stick plastic in their ass. That's normal for kids growing up today. You see, that wasn't normal for me growing up. That's not what I want to conserve. I want to conserve what I remember from back then. Picket fence, wife, everybody middle class, poor, middle class, rich. You got to have that center. You got to have that jump from poor to rich. Just don't make such a leap from poor to rich. That's a big fucking leap. That's a big fucking leap. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. You know. But don't do what I did and become an artist and think that you'll be another Van Gogh and study Lautrec and Sargent and Da Vinci and Rubens and Velasquez and think you're gonna be another fucking dumb, you know? Because it's just crazy. It's really and then it's like when you die, it's maybe when you die that's when you realize what the fuck was I worrying so much about this and that and the other. And it's funny because you look at these videos about these people that die in the operating table, and there's these videos out there by the hundreds. I mean, you have Muslims that there were Muslims in fucking Saudi Arabia, another country, and said that they had seen Jesus. And I mean, who's to know? And they were like, when they went over there, they were like, "Yo, man, things it's different over here. Everything is love, no problems. Everything is cool over here. Don't worry about all these problems down here." Kind of really makes you think maybe this does belong to Satan, because this is really a piece of shit, I tell you. I mean, everybody wants to have a good life, right? A good life. I mean, all I wanted was a one-man show, and I figured I wanted to make at least 2,500 paintings. I figured Vincent did about over 2,000 paintings. I wanted to make enough paintings that even if a certain percentage of them landed in a landfill, my name would pop up enough that they will start talking about me after I'm long gone. And I think I've accomplished that. I think I've accomplished that. And and I'm still finding myself, because in art, it's something you still search for yourself. They say Monet arrived at 70, and he became a master at 70. He became a master of colors. So maybe I will arrive soon. Maybe I'm not. I have not arrived yet and developed my signature style yet. But it's something that I work towards, right? You work on offering, doing something that you can do and do better at, We all want to do better at something. But, and I tell you, another thing about, if I speak back about Putin, it's funny how a guy that started with the KGB became president, right? Isn't that something? And I heard that he went, I think it was 4 times he applied to the KGB, to the intelligence in Russia. He went 4 times. He applied 4 times. 4 fucking times. And every time he went, they didn't accept him. He was like, "We don't want you." He went back again. "We don't want you. Try again." He came back the third time. "We don't want you." He came back the fourth time. They took him. And then there was a situation where there was some building that had to get burnt down. Well, from what they say is Putin has something to do with the burning of building. It had to do with some people in there that were fighting. They were setting up to take the president down of Russia. And the people that were setting up for that were involved with this building. The people, so that building was brought down. Now, one of the guys from that did that job was Putin, and so he got closer to the higher ups in Russia, and that's how he became president. So it's almost the same story with what happened with Hitler also, because something like that happened, and it's the same shit that happened with 9/11. It's almost the same shit that happened in 9/11. But three more times, yeah, 3 times. So if it was meant for him to be president, so why didn't it happen the first time? If it was in the stars for him to be president, why it didn't happen the first time he applied for the KGB? Because he wasn't accepted. He had to come back 3 more times, 4 times. What does that tell you? You gotta keep trying. Sometimes it's not really that it's written in the stars. You can make it happen. Now, what are the chances of a person like me becoming president? A bum from the Bronx, a painter, doesn't have much education. How would something like that happen? Could it happen? President of Ukraine. Let's think about that. He made a movie that he's a comedian that became president. This was the movie he made before he became president. People laughed at it. They thought it was a joke, and it became true. Wow. What could you learn from that? What could you learn from that? It's really written in the stars. I mean, do you have to be lucky? Why am I finding out now how the game is played at this point in my life? Why didn't I know this when I was in my 20s? Motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. Hmm. Well, what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do, guys? I tell you, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna fucking do? Hmm. All I wanted was to be just one of the greatest painters that live now. I have all the fucking qualifications. Rough life, drug addict, piece of shit, nobody. I have all the qualifications. I have a nice story that will really pull on your people's leg, will pull on your arm when they make some fucking biography about me when I'm long gone. In my journals, there should be enough information there to leave something worth writing about. But one thing I will say, I am not gonna die in this motherfucker that someone is gonna come and find me in my apartment because they smell me from my neighbor, or I won't die like that. I will not fucking die like that. I will not die like that. I will not die like that. I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. I've always helped the poor. I've always helped the poor. I've always been good to others. I've never have hurted anyone. I raised my kids right. I try to be a good husband to my wife for 25 years until she betrayed me. I uh, I did everything the way I was supposed to. So, but you see, when a guy like that gets continue to get pushed around and pushed around, it gets to the point that you say to yourself, "What the fuck is going on here?" You get what I'm saying? It's like it's okay. I would have been all right when things happen because you deserved it. Oh, well, it happened because he was a scumbag. You get what I'm saying? It happened because you did this. It happened because you did that. But how about when you start analyzing all these things and none of it adds up? You get what I'm saying? Like, why is it that this continues to happen? I didn't betray her. Why the fuck am I? Why are you betraying me now? After 25 years, why did you go do this? Why did you put my kids through this? They're 16 years old. Why are you gonna do this when the kids are 16 years old? Why couldn't you wait till they were fucking 18 for you to let this happen? That they wouldn't have no reason to say that they went through this. I didn't betray you, so why are you doing this? You know, when you do things and things come back at you because you was an asshole, okay, you can live with that. But when there's no reason and you continue to get kicked and kicked and kicked and kicked and kicked, you say to yourself, what the fuck is going on here? You know? Oh, there goes this guy. You get what I'm saying? So it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. So people get sick of it. I could imagine that's. I guess a person at my age. This is how America's youth feels today. This is how America's youth. When you see them in the streets and you see them angry, and they're mad at the fucking world, and they look at you and they want to take your fucking head off. That's how they feel. Me, a guy at 57 that has fucking brains from the fucking 70s, has been around the park a couple of times. That doesn't happen to me. But when it continues and continues and continues, 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 what? And then that's another thing. It's true about Trump. How much can you fucking take? How much is it when you fucking say enough is enough? You go after my son, you go after my wife, you go after my other son, you go after my other son, you go after my son. I trusted you, you fucking stabbed me. Now you want to lock me up? Huh? Now you want to lock me up because I appraised my building at this price. The bank looked at the fucking paperwork and agreed on the price that I put on that building because they also had it appraised and said it was right at the right price that it's supposed to be. They gave him the fucking loan. He paid the money back, and now they want to turn around and say he broke the fucking law. Have you ever heard such stupidity in your fucking life? A guy from Queens, a thug, because that's what he is, a thug. He's a New Yorker. He's a New Yorker. He's dealt with Teamsters, and that's how he talks. But I keep telling you, I'm not electing someone because of their personality. I'm not electing you because you speak right. Obama spoke very right. But what did that get us? He cared more what the fuck was going on over there. But how about the average black man? Huh? Fucking pieces of shit. That's why sometimes I hope a guy like Putin, oh please, blow us up. Blow us up. Bring us down to our level. Maybe we need a fucking ass whipping. Bring us down to a level that will be more submissive. Okay? It's crazy, man. I don't know. It's another thing I have to worry about now at this point in my life. Also, is am I gonna go to hell or am I gonna go to heaven? It's like it's like you got to worry about everything. Even as you're fucking on your way out, you have to worry about where the fuck you're gonna end up now. Because they say if you die and if you don't fucking do the shit correct, well, now you're in a fucking hole somewhere. You're gonna pay for more shit than what you already been through. Do you believe this? Do you believe this? You know why I pay? Because I hate all of you motherfuckers. I can't stand none of you motherfuckers. I come in here in my house and I don't have to deal with you motherfuckers. Because I don't trust none of you motherfuckers. Because you don't have no heart. None of you. None of you motherfuckers have any heart. You're not loyal. You're not loyal. You're not honest. You're not with someone all the way to the end. As soon as I turn my back, you want to fuck me. Or fuck my wife. That's how it's been in the Bronx from the day I was born. And I was born in '68. And from what my parents tell me, I was born in 6 months and I was in an incubator for eight fucking till I was 8 months old. I was in a fucking plastic container. They told me that when I came out, I was so fucking wrinkled, I looked like an old man. And I started thinking about this. So why the fuck was I so wrinkled? Why? Then the answer was right there. I said, well, I was born in 6 months, so that means my mother must have been going through something. That she was going through so much bullshit that she had to push me out. She couldn't take it no more. And I was born premature. And then my mother told me something else that really pissed me off. I told Mom, why you left my father? She told me, I caught your father with your baby spoon shooting up drugs. I said, what, Mom? I caught your father with a fucking syringe and he had the drugs in your baby spoon. So that was hard to take. But then she was a bitch. She was never in my life. Then she left me off at the age of 7 to my father's family. He was also in the household. But they had money. They had a grocery store. He was a drug addict, but he didn't have to do anything for the drugs because they had money. So he didn't have to go out and steal and do things that other drug addicts got to do. So his mother kept him, always protected him, which it turned out to be my grandmother. So there was nothing that this man could do wrong because it was her first son, and he was my father, that was a drug addict that beat the shit out of me. You see? So I hated this motherfucker. I hated this motherfucker. And all I said to myself, if I ever have kids, I would never want my kids to hate my father the way I hate this motherfucker. I would never put my hands on my kids. So when I had my son and my daughter, never, never did I ever put my hands on my kids. And then guess what? Then I became a drug addict. And I still never put my hands on my kids. So then it even hurt me even more because I said, damn, man, Dad, I was a drug addict, I didn't put my hands on my kids. Why the fuck you still fuck me up? But you shake it off, and you keep pushing. You shake it off because everybody's been through something in life. There's got people in Africa that are doing a lot worse. It's like sometimes I pray in bed and I say, why am I praying for this, for that? There's people that have no food. There's people that are living, I should be happy with the little bit. Right now, my central air conditioning is off. It's not working. And the other night, I was in my bed. I said, damn, I was mad about it. But then I said to myself, but it still works. It's still a fan. I should be happy because it's still a fan. It's still a fan. And this is the mind frame that I have. That's why I don't have shit. Because a person with that type of mind frame is never going to have shit. Because I'm always willing just to live with the means that I have, and just learn to live with it. You get what I'm saying? So maybe when you go to hell and you get burned enough, it won't be pain anymore. It would just be normal because you learn to live when you feel pain. You see? But I'm not hoping to go to fucking hell. I say my prayers every day, and I pray for my kids every day. And every day I try my hardest to not do things wrong. I don't look at kids in some type of special way. I don't have those glitches in my life. I love kids. I, I, my only dream was to be a good painter, and I thought maybe that was the only way out of it, uh, of maybe making a mark. I don't know that I was here, but it goes to show in life, uh, you learn and you grow and you become better, and you use these things to make you better. You get what I'm saying? You you react things different compared to how you reacted to things when you were in your 20s. Things are a lot different compared to when I was in my 20s. 20s was different. 58, 50 something, or 57. I was 68, May 20. My birthday was May 20th. But I tell you guys, America is at a decline. It's at a decline. And what we're teaching our kids and what other countries are learning from us are not good things. Women today have no respect. A lot of men don't have respect. Kids don't have respect. Cops don't have respect. Mayors are stealing money. Governors are stealing money. Everyone is fucking everybody. And it's us, the little people, that gotta swim through this swamp, through this bullshit. And you still have to put your best foot forward and do the best, because I choose to believe in my life that there's some higher power, some God. His name could be Jesus, his name, I don't know. But from what I've read, from all the research that I've done, from the Emerald Tablets, from the Book of Enoch, from the Gospel, from the Torah, from the Toma, from the Book of the Dead, from all every fucking religious, every book out there, the Quran, everything. I've been through all those fucking books. And the only thing that has brought me closest to believing anything has been Jesus. Okay? Not Yeshua, not Elohim, no. Jesus. Okay? And to believe that a man came here and died and went through so much and that was able to just be in that cross and say, forgive them for they don't know what they're doing. It's my God, what that man went through. I hope to believe that is true. And I hope to believe that when I do pass on, I go with the only person that's ever been good to me. That was my great grandfather that showed up to me. And I've, in my lifetime, I've experienced, I think it's four things I've experienced. I've talked about it in the past in this channel. I talked about it. That has given me enough reason, enough belief to believe that there's something more when we die. Okay? Okay? I went through a couple of things that, not pulling your leg, I'm not telling you I see aliens because that I haven't seen. But did I see what I saw? Yes. I saw something that I cannot explain to this day. And I have put up, since I saw it, I've been trying to make myself think that there must be a reason why I saw what I saw. It couldn't be that I saw what I saw. It must have been a projector and somebody up there in the building flashing it down. But then if it would have been that, it would have been flat on the ground on the sidewalk. It would have not been standing up the way I saw it, and I would have not been seeing the cars through it the way I saw it. So the couple of things that I have experienced in my life, and then another thing, and I don't understand why God has allowed me to see that because I said, why? Sometimes I say to myself, God, why did you allow me to see this? I mean, I've always believed in you. I never stopped believing in you. I never stopped having faith in you. Why didn't you allow an atheist, someone that needs to see it? Why didn't you allow someone like that to see that? Why you let me to see it? Because it hasn't changed me in any way. It's only allowed me to say to myself, yo, I can't believe what I saw, man, but that was crazy. What I saw, there's no explaining what the fuck I saw. Okay? And then another thing, I think I spoke about it. I had a friend. His name was his real name was Richard Collins. He was a black guy. His Muslim name was Rasheen. And one, I used to walk with this guy and drop him off in the bus. And we would stay there on the bench talking every now and then. I would drop him off and we would talk. So one day, I don't know why I told him this. I don't know. I didn't know anything better to say. I just came out and I said the most stupidest thing to him. I said, Rasheen, you think God is a Muslim? You think he's Allah, right? Um, Muhammad. I think God is Jesus. I'm a Christian. You're Muslim. Let's make a bet. Whoever dies first, if God is a Muslim, if you die first, you come back and you let me know. And if I die first, I'll come and see you and I'll tell you God is Jesus. I made this deal with this guy while he was alive. All right. So now months pass. I'm walking with him, and there's a pharmacy that has this machine that checks your high blood pressure and it tells you your blood pressure. And everybody there decided to take their blood pressure, being that it was for free. Let's take our blood pressure. He was going in there for something, but we all decided to take the blood pressure. It turned out that when he checked his blood pressure, I think it was like 250, 255. It was real high. And everybody was like, yo, your blood pressure's high. You better go to the hospital. So, anyway, from what I heard last, that day I, I went to an area where I usually see him, and James was there. And James told me, Rasheen died last night. I was talking to him on the phone, and he died. And I didn't get to talk to him, but the guy died. And he was talking to him in the waiting room. He said he was okay. He was talking to me in the waiting room, but he died. So I felt bad because the family didn't want anyone to know where they were going to show him. They didn't want no one to come and pay their respects. So Rasheen, they bury him the same day because Muslims they bury you the same day. So anyway, so I'm in this house right here. I'm laying here. A couple of months passed by. I think about a year passed by. And let me show you. This sofa here was at this angle. The head was there, and I had it the wrong way. And if you look at the easel wasn't there, but the sofa was there. And I was laying on this sofa. My head was there, and my legs were down this way. And I went to sleep. While I was asleep, a face came up to me, to my face. Let's say this is my face. Let's say this is my face here. This is my face, right? I was laying flat. It went like this to me 3 times. It went like that. When it did that, I turned my I turned my head. It's weird. Hold up. No, no, no. I looked at him and I got up and I said, Rasheen? And when I got up to look to that I acknowledged it was him smiling at me, he was gone. And he had a big smile. But the funny thing is that when I got up, as I'm looking at myself, as I'm, looking, trying to look where he went, my peripheral vision, my body, I can notice that my other half of my body is still laying down. My head is still on the pillow, but the other half was up. And then I wake up in the physical. So I guess what happened was, from what me putting this whole thing together was, I said, how the hell could I see this guy if I was sleeping? I noticed half of my body came up, and but I noticed that I was still half of me was still laying down. So how could I be here if I'm over here? And then I wake up over here, and I'm no longer over here, and I'm remembering that I just saw Rasheen, and he smiled at me, and he went like that 3 times to my face. So I So for a long time, you when things like this happen, you try in your mind, you try to like, what the fuck? What was this? Like, what the fuck? And it was so real to me. That half that got up was more real to me. I was more that person that got up for that second, that acknowledged Rasheen. than the physical part of me that was laying down. So what I concluded from analyzing this in my mind, I said to myself, what happens is when we go to sleep, the physical sleeps, the body sleeps. Our soul doesn't sleep, stays up. What saw Rasheen wasn't the physical, was my spirit. The part that acknowledged Rasheen, that got up, that was also laying down with my body, was my spirit. And then, being that I'm also physical and I'm spirit, and I woke up in the physical, I'm no longer where the spirit was. The spirit, laid back down to my body, and I woke up. I'm like bugging out what I just saw. So anyway, so that's how I concluded that. So and then a long time that fucked me up because I was thinking, so that means that God is a Muslim. I have to become a Muslim. I have to become a Muslim. What the fuck is that? What does that mean? So for a long time, I like, cause come on, you've been a Christian all my life. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on here? What the hell is this? Do I have to become Muslim? I believe this was Rasheen. But then I started realizing, I started reading some scriptures that the dead are dead. When you die, you're dead. You're dead. The dead will not rise until God comes again. That was a demon pretending to be Rasheen. That wasn't Rasheen that I saw. That was a demon pretending to be Rasheen to fool me, to make me switch, to become a Muslim, to become Rasheen. That's what I concluded after reading and doing some research, and I realized that, and there's a lot of other reasons why I believe that Jesus is God and Muhammad is not God. I've done my research. There's a lot of things that this man has done, that and things that are not right, that because in the Quran it says, believe everything from the book, believe everything that the people from the book, believe everything they say. The Quran tells you to believe everything that you hear from the book. And Isu and Jesus in the Quran, his name is Isu, and they believe in Jesus, but they just believe he's a prophet. They don't believe he's a God. But the Quran also tells you at the same time, believe everything that the people from the book, what that book says. And that book says that Jesus is God. So how can you read this and then not believe that if that tells you this? You get what I'm saying? It can't be. And there's a lot of other things that I came up with through the, and it took a while. It took a while. You know what I mean? But and I saw him, and he looked like Rasheen, and he smiled, and and it says it real clear in the Bible that God, the only time people will come back from the when God comes back, the people from the grave will come back to life, and even people will come back to life. Only then people will come back to life. Till then, they're dead, and then you'll be brought back to be judged, and then and this and that and the other. Now, sometimes there's spirits. I mean, I don't know, because there's other things about spirit. I don't know. Maybe sometimes things happen with this. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of things that we don't have the answers. But after a while, after I came up with that conclusion that this was a demon, and that's when I realized, and so much other stuff. I can't come up with. If I was to come up with, you people will have to do your own research. And a person that I would tell you to listen to is Prince. His name is. He was a Muslim. He became Christian, and he makes videos. I forgot his name, and he talks about all the stuff about the Quran, and I went through that journey. You'll have to go through that journey. You know, all of us go through that because it gets to a point in your life that you want to ask yourself, you know, who's right, who's wrong. Everybody, this guy says their God is real, and this, you know. But if you think about the Christians, all the good that they've done, soup kitchens and so much. I mean, have you ever heard of the Muslims giving food, giving clothing? Have you ever heard about them doing any good? No, it's. I mean, you would know them by their fruits, you know. But you have to do your own research. I'm not. I don't want to debate, but that's how I feel. So I went through that. That was one thing I went through in my house, and then another thing that I went through. I went through that when I think I was 20 years old. I had a Ford Escort GT, and it wasn't the GT. It was the regular Ford Escort, but not the GT version. It didn't have the sports, the spoiler. It didn't have the fancy stuff. So one day I'm in the Bronx and I'm driving, and when I'm driving, I look to my right and there's the same car that I'm driving, but the GT type. But it's in parts, like it's abandoned there. And I look at it, say, oh my God, it's got the spoiler kit. The car, and I looked back to see what I just saw. Um, he was gone. He disappeared. So for a long time, I asked myself, what was that I saw? And I started thinking, and people started telling me maybe what you saw was somebody that fucking died in a car accident there, and they were there, and they were still there, wandering around. They don't know they're dead yet. But that scared the shit out of me. That really scared the shit out of me. So I have those two things that I experienced. The thing with Rasheen and that thing I saw really, those two things really got me to think there's something more than what we don't know. And then for a long time after I saw that, I swear to God, I thought there must have been somebody in the projector with a projector flashing that can't be real what I saw. And I doubted myself. I swear to God, I doubted myself. And I tell you, man, I am not crazy. I don't take no fucking medication. But what I saw, I swear to God, I swear it on my kids. What I saw, a matter of fact, every time I went to that park with my wife and my kids, that was always the conversation we had when we went in that park. As soon as I would open up my mouth, my wife was, yeah, I know that you saw a guy here, da, 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 da. And I would always talk about that story and then it's weird, but so it's like it's weird, but sometimes certain conditions in certain times things happen. Some type of freak of nature. Some things happen that a hole in the veil that you see something that you're not supposed to see and you see it, or something happens like the stuff with Rasheen. Like this guy looked like Rasheen. I swear to God, and I got up and I thought it was Rasheen, and I woke up. I got up saying Rasheen. And when I got up, he was fucking gone. But I noticed that when I looked to my left, I was still laying down. The only half that got up was the spirit. The part that was up that acknowledged Rasheen was the spirit. But and I guess I mean after so many thousands of years, people have been talking about this. I mean, come on. I mean, people know their spirits. I mean, people have souls. I mean, people have been talking about this from the fucking beginning of time. So they write about this in books and all, for thousands of years they've been talking about this. So hopefully there's something better, after we're gone. And I mean, I would hate to think that we die. And then imagine if it is over, it's over. I mean, try to remember. I try to think about this sometimes. Like, try to remember. The year you was born, 5 years before you was born, people were out here. People were out here doing things, paying bills, having problems. Where the fuck were you? Life was existing while you wasn't even thought about. So I mean, is death like that? Maybe death like that. You won't worry about ever being alive because you won't think about it because you won't be here to think about it. You know, maybe that's what death is. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been there yet, so I don't know. But I would love to think that it would be a better place and something better than what we've been going through, right? What this guy's been writing here. Once you're gone, you're gone. Where's my son? Yeah, he was probably lying, lying. What else you wrote? What else you wrote? Where's my son? Trying to steal stuff. You really overread that. He was probably there to harm you. He is a Muslim. Some people are so. What is this? Some people are so just. They will believe in anything. Had a girlfriend, no kids, and only hung out with 12 other men that was. Jesus, where was Jesus for my son? That's what's gonna hold you back, Joe. If you take it up with him, sometimes we don't have the answers for things, and you ask, "Where's my son?" Where is your son? No one knows, and just like they won't know when you die, they won't know when I'm dead. But no one knows. You just gotta hold on to what you remember when your son was here, and hold on to the good memories, and keep playing those memories in your head back and forth. And don't let those memories of you losing your son destroy you. And I know that's losing a son. I mean, my God, that must be devastating. I could imagine if I was to lose my son, I became so close to my son. I know that's the biggest pain a person can feel is to lose a son. I know. I could imagine what you're feeling. I mean, I can't imagine because I never went through that, but I know it must be hard, and I feel for you. But don't let that define who you are, and don't let live for your son now. 2 years ago, my son, my life, my angel from God. I said, I died. So now life has no meaning. Yeah, I know. It wouldn't have no meaning to me either. I know. I know. I know. I could imagine. I've I've thought about that. Every time I called my son and I spoke to him, and when he went to work. I told him, listen, make sure you always keep your back up on the wall. Don't stay so close to the platform that anyone can push you. Because I knew I wouldn't be able to deal with something like that. So I was so overprotective of my son to make sure I would tell him things to be on top of things to make sure nothing bad could happen. And but still, you have no control of what could happen. You understand what I mean? But you think about stuff. Even when he used to come home at 10 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, as a matter of fact, I would go and wait for him at the train station, and then I wouldn't tell him I'm there. And the first couple of times I didn't tell him I was there, but I followed him and I watched how he walked and and when he went in the building and he touched the elevator, he noticed that I was there. And I told him, that whole walk from the train to the house, you never once looked back to see if anybody was following you. You gotta, be on top of things. So, yeah. But yeah. And then what did you write down? I'm only nice and giving to my people. You can be nice to the world because the world will use you up and still want more from you. You're so fucking right. You're right. Americans, the last light in the world, and the darkness is trying to put it out. If it goes out, the darkness will win. Hmm. What else he wrote here? He's probably there to harm you. He's Muslim. Yeah. You're really over. Um, Once you're gone, yeah. What you wrote there? All right. That? No, no, nope, nope. Nah, not what I saw. You know what I saw, buddy? My eyes were fucking hawk eyes at that time. I was in my 20s, bro. Hawk eyes. I saw it very clear. But that's the thing about situations like that. In situations like that, you mention it, people are not gonna, you know, not everyone is gonna believe, but that's how it is. It's funny because my mother, I remember after my dad passed, she used to tell me, "Your dad is right there. He died. He's been dead already." My mother's like 80 years old. I was thinking, this woman must have dementia. Like she's getting old. But she swore that he was right there. It's like maybe you when you're ready to go, you see. I don't know. You're able to. I don't know. Because it's funny. Because there's a lot of stories of those people that those people that assume to pass on, and there's a name for those people. And they have talked about a lot of these people when they're ready to move on, their hand goes up and they start talking like they're talking to someone, and after that they die. All of them are the same. Um, But I didn't see what my mother saw, so I can say maybe it's bullshit. You get what I'm saying? Maybe it was her mind, But life is, you know. But I saw what I saw, and the experience that I went through, it allowed me to. It gave me enough to believe that there's something more than the physical, than the life that we live. There's something more. Your son, I don't know what's your son. I don't know what's your son. Just like no one knows where my great grandfather's at right now. But you got to remember, look what they say about energy. Energy never dies. Atoms, uh, like when your soul dies, the energy of that soul, the it never dies. Even when you light up a match and you blow the flame, that flame becomes the air and it becomes oxygen again. And it never dies. Energy never dies. You know, that's what they say. So your son is not dead. He's just where we don't know where he's at. I mean, wish I had the answers, to help you, but and you're right about that. In life, you can only be good to your people. Everyone else, they're just out to fuck you. I don't know. Maybe you come from a time that is after me. Maybe you was born in the 80s, in the 90s. I was born in 68. I choose to believe that there's good in people. And maybe that's why I always get fucked. And I never learned that lesson that it's so easy for you to write in the comment section that you're only good to your people and everyone else is out to fuck you. And then they just throw you away. Yeah, that's true, but it's true for with where you're at and maybe the people that you're around and the people that you deal with. Your reality is different compared to the reality of someone else that lives somewhere else. I mean, you go to some mm, places where people live in huts, and the whole community has to hunt together and live together. And everybody relies on one another. And if they don't rely on each other, they don't eat. They hunt together. They do everything together. And you can't have that mentality if that was to be your reality, living among those people, because you wouldn't be eating. You would be thrown out. They wouldn't want to deal with you, because there's good people out there. You can't think about, I'm not going to allow what I've been through in life make me think that everyone is fucked up and that everything is bad. You don't know what I've been through. You'd be surprised what I went through. I don't think. Uh, I mean, I've spoken a few things, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. And but good would always outshine. Good would always outgrow. You understand what I mean? A good person that's gonna be good is gonna be good regardless. You see, it's one thing I learned with. Uh, let me just use this for an example. I have a family member. I always used to look up to this person, and I thought she was the greatest thing. I used to look up to her. She had a good job. She went to college, and she never did nothing bad. Me, I started off bad. I did a lot of bad things. She didn't do a lot of bad things. As we got older in life, it turns out that this person that always did good now is doing bad. And me that I started off doing bad, I'm starting to do good. You see, in life, everything comes full circle, you know? And it just goes to show that what I've been through, I'm as good as I am because of what I went through. If I wouldn't have went through the bad that I went through, I wouldn't have been as good as I am today. You see what I'm saying? She doesn't appreciate what's good because she's always had it good. You get what I'm saying? So now she's learning to be bad and everything around her is, but that's not the time to be bad. Not when you're on your way out. That's the wrong time to start to do things bad. You're making mistakes when you grow up, when you're starting out, you know? And that's, who the fuck starts off bad, you know? I mean, you start off bad, yeah, but uh, you you got to get it together. I mean, you can't always continue to do bad. I guess you can't always continue to do good because this person has a lot of money. I have no money, but she decided to take my inheritance and lie and make a fake will and steal my inheritance. A person that doesn't have no money and a person that has money. Why would she want to steal my inheritance and her brother's inheritance? Why isn't it enough that she gets what she's supposed to get, her 25%? Why does she have to get 75% and everyone else gets 5%? Why is it? You see what I mean? And she did things like that. And, uh, and she's starting to do things like that. And it's fucked up, man. It's really bad. But then I'm at this point in my life, 57, like, enjoy it, love it. And then the other one, that when my father died, she went up there and she told my mother, tell Paulie that his father, while he was in the hospital, said that he don't want him to go up there and get nothing from the apartment because his father has a lot of stuff up there he doesn't want him to see. So my mother told me, oh, Chella said don't go up there because there's things that when Paul was in the hospital before he got the bypass, that God forbid if anything happens, he doesn't want you to see if anything happens. Let her clear it and then you can come up. And I'm the first son and the oldest son. So now when I come, I'm okay. I'm trusting this is my family, right? I'm thinking they're not gonna. Then I find out later she stole all this money. There was money in the house, and she stole this and all that. So then she steals like 20,000 that was in the apartment, and the money that he had left in the bank, and this and that and the other, a little bit of jewelry that was there. And I'm like, I couldn't say anything because it was gone already. It's gone. It's done is done. And it hurt me. And it hurt me because I have nothing. And it hurt me because this man, all he gave. Oh, you know what she gave me? Remember his belt. I remember the day I went there. She came from the hospital. The hospital just gave her, him. The hospital gave his property to her. One thing that was in the bag was his belt. And she was like, "Yeah, this was your father's." And I take it. But I remember my father used to abuse me. He used to beat the shit out of me. And I put it back down. I didn't want it. And a little while, but I didn't think she gave it to me in that way. or anything, but I thought about it when I went home and what she did, and maybe she gave it to me, you know, to fuck with me, or I don't know. But anyway, the thing is, after that, she took all that money. 3 years later, she was dead. She died. Her and her husband, young, dead. She didn't even make 65. You see? Die. Die. So, cancer, I don't know, her husband had some surgery in his heart. But first, her husband died, and I was like, God, wow. So, it kind of made me think all this bullshit that you think you own, you don't own nothing. Life is a big renter center. You don't own a fucking thing. You think you own that car? You don't own shit. You don't own nothing. You don't own nothing. Because you can't take it with you. You can't take anything with you. You leave the same way you came in, naked with a toe tag. Remember one thing: wherever city you live in, you're gonna make it to the freezer where they put the dead people. You're gonna make it to that freezer. So look it up in the internet and take a look at it. They got pictures of it. That's where you're gonna end up at. That's where we all end up at. Dead. So all this material shit ain't worth nothing. It's not worth nothing. What you do to others. When my grandfather died, he died at 70. I think when in the 70s. This was the only man that I loved that was ever good to me. But check this out. My father was bad to me, but he was good to me. The person that I became and the love that was given to my son, it wasn't the upbringing that my father gave me. It was the upbringing that my grandfather gave me. It was his feelings that I passed on to my son. If it was the feelings of my father, I would have beat the shit out of my son. But it was the feelings of my grandfather that I passed on to my son. I loved him, that talked to him, that looked out for him, that kissed him, that picked him up in school, put him on my shoulders, play video games with him, talk to him about things in life. That was the love that I gave him. It was my father's love, my grandfather's love. Now, I have still been thinking about that man till this day. So my grandfather still lives in my thoughts. That man still lives within me because I still think about him. You see what I mean? That lives. And now the upbringing that I have given my son, he will pass that on to his son. And that will be passed on to his son. And it will continue to go on and go on. That's love. Love grows, it doesn't die. Okay? Hate doesn't grow. Hate dies. People don't like hate. They stay away from hate. They run away from hate. They don't want to be around hate. So stop feeling sorry for yourself about your son and don't blame Jesus and don't, because life is a test. Remember the story of Job? It says in the Bible, Job, he lost everything. He lost all his fortune. He lost everything. And he never once started hating God. As soon as you hear the God word, you guys want to move on. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You have to deal with that. I won't have to deal with that. I already have dealt with that. You see? But that's how life is, my friend. I would love to. Let me see, I have water here. Yeah, but that's how it is, man. Everything. Sometimes you just pay for it, man. Whatever you do, like I told you, you don't own shit. Own nothing. It's sad, right? Look at that guy that's from SpaceX. And he's got a good life. But look what it says in the what God told that rich man. It's harder for a camel to go through the head of a needle when you're rich. In other words, very hard. Your understanding, the way you see things is very different compared to a poor man. I'm always on my knees looking up to the stars and believing faith. That's all I fucking have. What do you want me to have? What do you want me to hold on to? Hate? Want me to live on with fucking hate? What is hate gonna give me? Huh? Give me this? No, brother. You took me there once. You're not taking me there again. Even when I went to jail, I didn't try to fucking kill myself. It took a family member to really take me to the of me wanting to end it all. It's just life. Like I tell you, maybe your kids will read about it. My audience hasn't been born yet, even though if you think my work sucks, but really you haven't seen none of my work. A big percentage of it I don't show online. But even though if it's not good today, I hope for it to be better tomorrow. That's all we have is just hope. Hope. That's all the poor man has is a fucking like David when David fought Goliath, he all he had was a little pillow. That's all he had, that little rock. But he had that pain of that monster coming around and destroying all his people, killing his people. He got good at throwing that rock. Yeah. I don't know what's the answers. I don't know what all the answers are. There's so much shit now these days. It's hard for even kids to believe. I mean, what is the youth to believe today? If they believe anything, that to believe that we have green men, that we have aliens, that we have this, that we have. What are we to believe? Oh God, not a fucking joke. Not a fucking joke. Yeah, yeah. Well, look at you right now. You wrote 1984. You was just born. I, I got pants older than you. I got a fucking pair of pants older than you. You was just fucking born. You was just born. You an 80s baby. Was you a crack baby? There's a majority of people that were born in the 80s, they're special ed and crack babies. I'm just saying. That's what the fucking 80s was all about. All through the 80s till 90s, crack, 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 crack. Crack, 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 crack. Fucking bullshit. That's what the fucking liberals gave us. Fucking drugs. A lot of fucking drugs. That's what the liberals give you, drugs. Droga. Oh my god. I'm so glad I didn't become the bad guy. I am so glad. I would have been a ruthless motherfucker, I tell you. I did try to play the part. I did try, like I said, I try to play all those parts. We all do. We all try to play those parts. You come out the movies and we try to play the role. Everything is an act. Everything is a fucking act. Big fucking rehearsal. Be true to yourself. Be honest. Be loyal. Be a good person. Don't do to others you wouldn't want done to you. That's it. That's what's important. Nothing else. Don't let them bring out. It's easy. It's so easy for me to fucking kill a motherfucker out here. It's so easy. I could kill motherfuckers all day. It's so fucking easy. Walk away. All these black people you see, they get all fucking ghetto. That's a bitch. Only bitches act like that. That's a beta male. Alpha males don't act like that. An alpha male knows how to react. He looks around, he makes sure there's no fucking cameras. You fuck with me? Okay, you got it, brother. You got it. Walks away. If I have to come back, it will be when you're not expecting it. But you're not gonna pull my bitch card. You're not gonna bring me out at a moment, at a notice where I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I don't know who's around me. There's a million cameras, and then I'm in a bullpen wondering what the fuck did I do wrong? Huh? What? Now you're doing 30 years. Then what? That's what kids. That's how kids are today. Emotional. Emotional. Who acts like that? Kids that have no fucking dad. No dad. You need a dad. If you don't have a dad, you need an uncle. You need some type of male model, role model, coach, something. You know? You analyze things. You make the best of what you have. You make it now while you're here. You grow now. You only have now. Don't wait till you're 50 like me and a bunch of regret. What did you write? Oh, yeah. Typical 80s mom. Hmm. Man, I have a mom in the 80s. It's hard, bro. You playing fucking Russian roulette. What type of mother you got? Being born now, not knowing that when you fucking go through a hormone imbalance, you might think you're a bitch. You might think you're a bitch. It might start with, you're a bitch. Where it gets to the point that it won't be a phase that you can just go through and you go back to being normal again. I mean, how many bitches have you seen on fucking YouTube with their tits cut off and they regret it? They regret it. Is this what we want for our kids? Do we want to start giving them chemicals and balanced pills and to shut their fucking? Is this what we want for our kids at 11 years old? Why don't we just let them grow? Let them wait till they're fucking 18. Let them make their own mind. You think I'm gonna be responsible for cutting my son's dick off before? What the fuck? No way. No way. No way. No way. Not even God could. My God, who the hell? Who have you would give that a person to wanna that they could do something like that, that a person that can say, yeah, he's a bitch, he can cut his dick off. It's hard for the kids today. I'm telling you, it is really hard. And then I could imagine black kids today growing up hearing all fucking day, white people are the enemy. You're black. You was a slave, and da 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 da. America's this and da 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 da. Hearing that shit all day. I mean, I grew up '68 reading. There was fucking till now. I didn't even know my fucking friend Raymond that I hung out with for so long that was black that he was fucking even black until it was. I didn't even think about that. He was just Raymond. It's fucking yo, but today is like the fuck. You don't fucking make no space for these kids to fucking have no type of nothing. But like I told you, that bitch was right. The bitch that was the first woman serial killer. She was right. And she walked out that courtroom. She said, "You motherfuckers are gonna blow yourselves up anyway. Ain't you guys supposed to kill yourselves?" You see, one thing about me, I listen. I try to get good from everywhere, even from bad. You can always get good from everywhere. And I have a chip in my shoulder. I'm not gonna lie. I walk around with a chip in my shoulder, and I still have it. But that's why I stay away from you motherfuckers. And I just paint, 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 paint. And it wasn't so bad the way it is now. It really became a little worse after this bitch betrayed me and I lost it, and I just but yeah, I'm working on it. Work on it. Work on it. Sometimes I throw drugs at it. The fuck you go now? This is- Ain't that some shit? I hit it right in the nose. She was a crack hole thing. Ain't that some shit? I hit it right on the fucking nose. You said it yourself, dude. Ain't that some shit, bro? Well, that's what you got in the fucking 80s. Like in the 50s, what did they get in the 50s? Like, what was it? Alcohol and Majority of parents were coming back from Vietnam, and what is it? Your husband, your father's mad because you killed so many people in Vietnam. It's like, it's like, what the fuck, man? The society, the problems rub off some. That's why, it's so easy to resolve the drug issue. It's so fucking easy. I don't know why they don't just resolve this issue. And why they don't resolve the drug issue? It's fucking easy. Come on, man. Come on. It's a fucking game. It's a game. Vietnam, in the coffins, they were bringing fucking kilos of fucking cocaine and the bodies of the veterans. They were fucking stuffing them with fucking kilos from Vietnam. It's crazy, man. I tell you, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world, but it's what we have, and it's you gotta maneuver, man. You gotta maneuver. You gotta you gotta maneuver. You gotta because if you don't, if you stay there stuck, what did you write in the bottom? Get totally turned off by emotional people. Yeah, who the fuck? I hate emotional people. I mean, those people that. Huh, what are you looking at? Huh, why are you stepping away? That's how a woman acts. A man doesn't act like that. You're not gonna fucking make me react because I just stay quiet. I put my hand in my pocket, and that's it, buddy. You put your hands on me. You got another thing coming. That's it. I'm not gonna say nothing to you. I'm not gonna say a fucking word to you. I'm just gonna put my hand in my pocket, smile, and that's it. But just your mouth. I want you to try this for one day. The corners of your mouth. How you maneuver the corners of your mouth. How you control your mouth. How you tighten it up, and when you walk with a smile, you're gonna see the difference. How your day goes. When you wake up tomorrow, walk around all day with a smile. And every person you approach, smile at them. You're gonna see the difference. I've done it, man. I tell you, I've done it. It's like a night and day difference. It's weird, man. It's fucking weird. Just our facials, the way we look at people, the way we carry ourselves, bring out certain ways. Brings out. You know. But then you can't carry yourself too much that you come across like a target. You know what I mean? You got to be sure of yourself. You got to put your shoulders back, but you can't walk around like, hey, like you're the next bitch. You know, you're ready to, uh, you hear that? Oh my God. Uh, I don't know. Maybe you get some. I gotta tell you, buddy, man. You gotta get going. You gotta. That's how it is, man. You can't. Don't waste it, man. Don't waste it. And just because you was born in the 80s, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be here longer than me, or you won't leave here before me. But while you're here, I suggest you take every opportunity. Your paintings look very violent, very violent. There's no control. It's like, "Ah!" That's how your paintings look. There's no fucking control. Madness needs control. Your madness has no control, dude. Think about it. Feel it. And you apply that brush mark. You know? The only artist that had that control and had so much pain, it took me so long to paint like him. And I had to study him because he was so hard to understand. And I love his work. And it's Van Gogh. There's control there. There's control. There's a thought process there. There's a thought process. That's one good thing you have that you like art. That's one good thing. Hope you don't fucking lose that, because if you lose that, then you have nothing, buddy. How can you lose something that you've spent so much time seeing that gift grow and you put you get what I'm saying? It's been like 35, 40 years I've been painting. I spend sometimes 10 hours a day painting. I'm trying to be what I admire of these other painters that I have been looking at for so many years, that I like their work. I would like my work to be somewhere, and I work towards that. That's it's worth living for. It's worth. You get what I'm saying? You feel it in your heart when you go to a museum. It's there, man. In your heart, buddy. Hmm. Where the fuck is my cup? You can't give up your art, buddy. He said, I don't like emotional people. Oh, let me heat this up. Una taza de café. Una taza de café. Una capa de café. Las veces que te he visto llorando en mi caso. Why the fuck you still come around, Junior? I don't know how the fuck this guy even hung out on my page. Let me heat this up. Heat that up. Oh, here. Let me see what this guy wrote. So, emotional thinkers. Some people have learned the trip. People learn the trip. Okay. I trust people that smile too much. It's like they're threatening me. They suck up. They clown. Yeah, you're a pure 80s boy. You're a pure 80s boy. So, wait, your wife can't fucking smile? Your girl can't smile? I mean, I don't mean walking around with a fucking Kool-Aid smile. That's not the type of smile I mean. I mean a friendly expression. Maybe I said that wrong. Walk around with, an expression like you don't mean no harm to nobody. You just, you're just that type of guy. But if you walk around with a dog face and you're gonna be bulldogging people, you're nowhere in life. You're never gonna get nowhere in life. You're never gonna get nowhere in life. You hear me, buddy? You're never gonna get nowhere in life. You hear me, Junior? Hey, Junior! Junior! Ay, ay, ay. Oh, Lord. Oh, man, I spilled this fucking thing. Oh, my God. I hate when I do that. What the fuck? And then what you wrote there? The, only emotion. What is this? I love Oh, this coffee's so good. Mm. Oh, good coffee. Mm. It's a real good coffee. It says once you are gone, you are gone. He's been there. Just haven't been listening, brother. Truth is, oh, ah, hmm. Why is this? Okay, it's weird. It's a bitch, girl, and you gone too far, 'cause you know it don't matter anyway. You can rely on the old man's money. You can rely on the old man's money. It's a bitch, girl, and you gone too far, 'cause you know it don't matter anyway. Say money, money won't get you too far, get you too far. It's a bitch, girl, and you're gone too far, 'cause you know it don't matter anyway. You can rely on your man's money. You can rely on your man's money. Oh man, you fucking people something else, man. A one man show. This guy misses his son. He misses his son. And then this is the. Let's gonna see what I do, but I'm gonna end this right now. That'll be that. That'll be that.